Hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. I am here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers. Thank you. You have kept us safe for years. And because of that, we have been able to build this fantastic community here. So we're here every day to go over news with friends. So I'm going to move my microphone maybe just a little closer. I'm also switching this to my phone because I want to be able to hear the news in my I want to be able to hear the news in my ear simply because the vote on the government shutdown is happening in less than an hour. So I will probably still be on. And let me see if this is... Yeah, so I've got it on low. All right. Did the lunar eclipse kick your rear end? It kicked mine. Oh, I completely forgot. If you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamped them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested, or you can watch the whole thing back on a higher speed. Okay. Yeah, we're not really happy with Schumer right now, but Pelosi actually just came out and said that it's a false dichotomy to say. So I don't know. It sounded like maybe she was siding with what Schumer was saying, but I'm not sure. And breaking news is soon a key Senate vote to avert a government shutdown. Government shutdown is in 10 hours and 51 minutes from now. Okay. Okay, so let's start there, because on today's episode, Schumer stepped out to vote with the right to avoid a shutdown, and the left is furious. The Trump slump has the economy in a tailspin, and Trump admitted he plans to take over Canada and Greenland in front of the NATO Secretary-General. What a maroon. What an ultra maroon. Okay. All right, so at 3 minutes in. All right, so I'll take that out for now because they're just talking about it. But as we get closer to some actual movement, I'll listen in. Yeah, Amy says furious. Yeah. So let's read on we'll read on the government shutdown. The thing is, reading on things like just before a decision's made, it feels kind of futile. But because the key thing here really is you don't want to side with the would-be Führer, but you also don't want to give him the power to decide who's essential and who's not. And if the government is shut down, he could keep it shut down or something like that. But going along with this budget is no guarantee he's not going to just do that anyway. There's a certain amount, it seems like Schumer has a certain amount of trust in Trump and his ilk. And we know that's a mistake. And Trump thanked Schumer. And it's like, oh, God, you're not doing the right thing. Pippi Longstocking says that the Veterans March in D.C. is huge today. Well, yeah. So let's have a look at all of this. That's true, Amy Collins. Elon is definitely non-essential. 100%. All right. Hello, Beekeeper Tarot. I hope you got some rest. You're being in Sydney. All right. Government shutdown. Government shutdown. All right. Lorraine in chat is saying Schumer needs to go. We're going to look at that as well. All right. King of Cups. Democrats having a time of it. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, which way to turn? Which way to turn? King of Pentacles. So those are the Republicans. Chariots. Well, we know they're all in. Page of Pentacles. This is awful. What they're actually this budget they're voting on takes away money from veterans, takes away money from people who are in desperate shape. Two of Pentacles. This is a terrible budget. Absolutely terrible budget. But it's funny that it goes from major arcana to suddenly this goes weak here. Thank you, Rose Blue. Thank you. A white dinner jacket with long sleeves is needed. What did I miss? I'm sorry. DL says the people are the fortune. Exactly. Rose Blue straight jacket. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry, I was slow. Extra long sleeves that tie all the way around. Yeah, Knight of Wands. This budget is absolute extremism. Joanne Cotton says, I'm very confused. Doesn't the bill include cutting Social Security? Why would Schumer agree to that? Does it? Yikes. I heard a couple of different things about the budget. I just knew it was all bad. Suzanne's asking, what party is Schumer? He's the minority leader Democrat in the Senate. And that's why this is a big deal. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. It is a great community here. Sassy Cat says, would it be worse if the government shut down and then not open back up? That's the rub. Of course, Smith says the budget includes cuts to major services. Right. He's removing all kinds of people he's making all of these cuts that's going to make every service work less, have less to help people with. Ugh. Tam says, what's the worst of two evils? Well, that's what Schumer's saying. So we know this is just extremism. This is not a good budget at all. There's no ifs or maybes about that. The cards are saying this budget needs to not go through. Even if they say, well, it's just to fund the government till the end of the year. Yeah. Look how much damage he's done in this amount of time. Just imagine if Democrats roll over and just go, Three of Swords. We lose. I mean, the American people, we lose. Rebecca says shutting down the government could lead to martial law. But that's assuming that we wouldn't have martial law with the budget. Dempsey says the problem is that the CR doesn't designate certain monies for specific purposes. It's like a slush fund for the felon. Yes. Night Moon Glow says, we the people say no. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Katura. Thank you, Rebecca. If the government shut down martial law, well, I'll look at that. But it isn't, by the way, it's not pay for play. You don't have to pay money, and donating to the channel doesn't guarantee a question's going to be answered, but please don't feel like you have to. I'm always looking for good questions. There's Republicans sitting pretty, and there's just more. Okay, I'm getting a very strong feeling. And the feeling is it doesn't matter what Democrats do here, because what Trump has planned is damaging no matter what. That's what I'm getting. That this is not, I'm just getting this very strong feeling. Matter of fact, I feel like I just, like, behind me, like I feel like I just got pushed forward a little bit, like this is, understand that we have reason to be angry at Schumer, but it feels like this is, Trump is just that awful. Libby says, if we shut down, we will still get our Social Security. We're supposed to. Here we go. Norma is saying Trump and Elon are going to take the CR funds no matter what they're appropriated for, pass or no pass. Yeah. So Smoo says, according to Schumer, if the budget does not pass and the government shuts down, Trump can then do his only budget by executive orders legally. Sherry W. says, Schumer, lesser of two evils. A lame excuse. Let the Republicans own it 100%. They came up with this budget. Dems need to make it clear that doesn't work for us, the people. Okay? Groth believes that a shutdown would allow Doge to shift into overdrive. Sabine Winter is saying it sounds like Russian roulette. Star says, I'm exhausted. Yes. Anybody else wake up in the middle of the night at around 3 a.m.? Oh, boy. Isabel says a win in the courts is the only option at this point. Democrats have no power at this time. Kind of. Susan asking if you have time for another question, any eclipse craziness today. I've actually got a pretty full list today, but we're seeing the craziness. So, 9 of Swords, sleepless nights. And don't go after Granny. Don't. So, of course, so the people in the cult, and Trump he's in such a bubble. He has no clue what reality is at this point. 6 of Cups, 3 of Swords. It's going to hurt. Ouch. 5 of Wands, the far right stirring things up and hemming us in, the people in. Honestly, what it feels like is don't waste it. I understand if we're mad at the Democrats who are going along with this, but the feeling I'm getting really strongly is don't waste your time or energy getting mad at the Democrats, because it's not this. It almost feels like this is almost an illusion of control. an illusion of influence, that we know that Dumpy and his ilk and Project 2025 and all of this, and him talking about taking over Canada and Greenland. We're not out of this yet. So yeah, I see a lot of other people woke up in the middle of the night like I did. Oof. Sherry W says they're not taking the money from the budget. The courts are hip to their garbage and standing firm now. Courts are making orders Trump is hating because he's losing everything in court. Correct. Kathy Spodek says, yes, illusion of control. Exactly. They are most likely doing what's in the wretched CR already. Yep. Yeah, this is a terrible resolution. Continuing resolution. This is awful. Whew. So they're going to vote. And the Republicans need 8, this afternoon in the Senate, the Republicans need 8 Democrats to cross the line, and they've already got 2. They've got Schumer and Fetterman. And what the heck, Fetterman? Whose side are you on? So they only need so many more. I've got a big old temperance, major arcana temperance. I know whether the government is shut down or not is important. It's just the energy is just. This is just one battle in a much larger war. Government. Far-right action, waiting for their ship to come in. Somehow Dumpy and his ilk are going to make money off of this. Of course. Knight of Cups, Democrats, a lot of Democrats working together against this corruption of the. I'm not getting an answer on whether or not the government's going to shut down. I'm getting, don't waste your breath getting mad at Democrats. They're not the problem. There's a much bigger, they're in a bad situation. There's a much bigger situation going on here. So we feel very strongly about this. But I don't think we have the control. I think one of the reasons we are so angry is because it feels like we've had so little input. There's so little we've been able to do. There's so little Democrats have been able to do that we're emotionally really hooking onto this. The problem is Trump. The problem is MAGA. Oh, Deb Hope, I'm glad you think the overlay is soothing. Jose says Democrats should not compromise. I'm not saying they should. Amy says we're angry because we feel helpless and without the power to fight it. Yes. Yes. All right. Snee says we really need to push that point that flatulence 47 is the problem. Not something I would normally say, but okay. And this is Auto is my news channel. Well, I'm glad I can be of help. I know, just keep pulling cards, trying to get a better sense of this. And it's hard to read through everything. I'm not a headache person. I am, knock on wood, thank heavens of all the problems I've had in my life. Headaches have not been the biggest one. Thank heavens. But right now, dear great Gussie, it's just it's like the universe pressing on my head. Ugh. Oh, dear sweetheart, thank you. Woodpile witches, I feel pretty calm, aligned, and forceful. Awesome. So, Grace Nesky, what are the numbers next to people's names? Oh, that's how many months they've been members. Amy, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It really helps. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm getting the same. Yeah, I'm just, at this point, I'm just pulling the same cards. There's MAGA. There's a suspension of how the resources are being used. But this happens whether there's a CR or not. You can't trust Trump. You can't trust the Republicans on this. Going along with, I just feels very strongly like they're going to do what they're going to do. Oh, Lewis, thank you. Gifted 10 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Again, aggressive MAGA. How many times I've pulled all these cards over and over, and what I keep getting, they're going to do more and more and more and hem us in. That's what I'm getting. So this is going to be hard. Yep. Today I'm probably going to pull the trigger as tour on buying some raised beds that would work well for my space. So it's getting late here in this area to grow things from seed, so I better get on with that too. Sherry is asking, with the lunar eclipse, what sign is the moon in now? Well, the lunar eclipse was in, the moon was in Virgo. Sun's in Pisces. I'm going on to the next question, so just bear with me here for a second. And I started redoing this basic chart thing. I can't find the thing I was working on. So I'm afraid you have to put up with this one for still a minute. I'm redoing this. But because the sun is in Pisces right now, and you have a lunar eclipse, you have the Earth is right in the middle, which means that we're between the sun, which means the moon has to be here for a lunar eclipse in Virgo. That's how it is. So is it March? Oh, also, please remember the lunar eclipse is today. Mercury goes retrograde tomorrow, so do be aware of that. And this afternoon. So shortly, the moon over here in Virgo is going to move here into Libra this afternoon. So, all right. The lunar eclipse is at 23 degrees. So about kind of here-ish. Okay. So just be aware, Mercury retrograde tomorrow. Thank you. All right, so where? There we go. Tiger says, I'd love to help you get your plants started. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Yes, Dave. Gardening videos. My gosh, the amount of time I spend on YouTube watching videos. Whew, crazy. All right. So don't forget, you are here. This is March. That's first. Da, 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 da. You are here. You are right here. This is Mercury retrograde. So, yay. And that goes through the first week of April. So, okay. Moving on. Veronica says you have 98 starts in your greenhouse. Good for you. Cindy says you should sell those calendars. Oh, this is not my calendar. This is the Llewellyn. This is the Llewellyn astrological calendar. I should put a link in the description box, but I can't take credit for the calendar. I just add washi tape during certain retrogrades. All right. Okay, so now at 26:30 on a sort of related note, now that we've talked about that a lot, Shauna Mack was saying, I was watching Don Lemon this morning. They were discussing Schumer's decision. Will the Democrats, or can they remove him as minority leader? AOC, Cory Booker, and many others are beyond angry. And Cindy Poole and Chemical Squirrel were asking, will AOC primary Schumer, or will Schumer hand over the minority gavel? So they're related. So what's going to happen to with Schumer? I realize that coming out and saying what he's going to do in a way shows leadership, but he's kind of put himself out there on something that you can't win. Because it's not up to Democrats. They didn't consult us at all. Oh, look, lunar eclipse. So right now, the energy that's crazy, it's crazy in Washington, D.C. too. Even if the moon, even as the moon moves on into Libra, and eclipse energy is so big, we're going to be dealing with this for a while. Warrior Witch says there's a point where cooperation looks like enabling abusive behavior, and that's where we're at. There we go. Michelle's saying, are you not feeling just right, Autumn? You don't seem yourself. I was just saying that the eclipse is feels like it's pressing down, but I'm okay. I'm with you. I'm with you. So Schumer, Hermit, he's isolating himself. Knight of Swords, Four of Wands. So at the moment, he's seen as not only voting in a way that is aggressively questionable, but he's being seen as siding with the far right there, or allowing them to, basically, yeah. Wheel of Fortune, Emperor. So Schumer gets painted with the MAGA enabling brush. These people really need astrologers. They really need astrologers. And if you ever have a huge success of something in your life, start consulting a really good astrologer. Because you can save yourself a whole lot of grief and pain and the people around you. And House Democratic leadership speaking ahead of key Senate vote on averting the shutdown. Jeffries is speaking right now, and he looks very unhappy. He looks very annoyed. Actually, he looks a little angry. Deb Hope says, my children and grandchildren are feeling it, as our hubby and I. Sibel is asking, can you believe where we're at? Yuck. Yeah. Trump and his ilk and MAGA and Speaker Mikey the Heretic, they are all going to cause a huge mess. It's just a huge mess. And I'm asking about Schumer, and he's not even in these cards. Knight of Pentacles. Republicans are the ones who've gone along with MAGA extremism. Eight of Pentacles. All of that Republican garbage about pull yourself up by your bootstraps, blah, blah. Until they need something. Nine of Pentacles. Well, I'm sitting pretty, so everybody else should be able to just... That whole far-right garbage. Fool, right in the middle. Burden of the far right. Feeling beaten up and overextended on the far right. Schumer isn't even in these cards. It's all about Trump and his ilk. So, for what it's worth, Lorena's asking about Hakeem Jeffries, his backbone as he switched sides. He seemed angry, but I don't know who he is angry with. Were you listening? So I just see a little screen over here and some chirons at the bottom. I wasn't listening. Queen of Cups. Oh, AOC and other Democrats stepping up. Yeah. Against the Emperor. Democrats are arguing about what to do. And you'll notice it's the older members who are thinking about some kind of cooperation or compromise, because that's how it used to be done, whether it's called for or not. That's kind of their playbook. But the younger people are like, no. Do not trust the Republicans. Do not trust Trump. And do not blame the Democrats. That's what I get. Okay. What do I do? Okay. So, moving on to the economy at 33.50. Consumer sentiment has plunged after 2 months of the Nacho Narcissist in office. And there is an economist calling it the Trump Slump. And I think that's a good way to put it. The Trump Slump is upon us, and it's absolutely brutal, commented economist Lindsay Owens. The numbers are stunning. Will things get better? Well, I appreciate people when they tell us that they bring some, ongoing news. But if you don't tell us, like, that's okay. And I'm not criticizing. I'm just letting you know. If anybody comes into the chat and they're like, someone made a statement, what statement did they make? Because I can't stop in the middle and go find out what it was. So if you want to share news, that's great. But give us the punchline, please. Whew. 8 of Cups. Consumer sentiment. We have worked so hard. Our families have worked so hard to build up this economy since World War II. Seriously, since the Great Depression or World War II, can you even wrap your head around how much work people have done to get us to here? And these jerks in red are just walking away, tra la 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 la. All that work. Ace of Cups. Democrats are the ones who can help. Judgment. Hierophant. Do not align yourself in any way, shape, or form with the right, the far right. Do not. Do not, do not, do not. 7 of Cups, 4 of Wands, and they're just going to lie. Even if Schumer had stayed completely quiet, even if every Democrat had said, absolutely not, the right would blame the Democrats for a government shutdown. And whatever damage that Dumpy and Elon and all their ilk are going to do, they're going to keep blaming the Democrats. Democrats are in a no-win situation here. And you cannot trust them. And this is not going to change soon. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, I'm looking at the news. I'm not casting spells here. I can't change what's happening any more than you can. I mean, I can call my representatives and I can make my voice heard. And I highly recommend you do that. But we're in the middle of this. I'm afraid it's going to be a while until we can get out. And it's going to take us a long time to clean up, but we will. Beekeeper Tarot says they'll keep blaming Biden too. Oh, absolutely. They're already doing that. Yeah, absolutely. Julie says they'll blame them anyway. Yes. Yes. Okay. So Musk's Tesla warns it could face retaliatory tariffs. You think? Who cares? All right. So the maroon, the ultra-maroon, Nettie was reminding us of this little gem. As I said on today's episode, Trump admitted he plans to take over Canada and Greenland in front of the NATO Secretary-General. So Nettie was asking, with 45 threatening to take over our allies by force, is our military prepared to go to war for this madman? Does America want to see herself wrapped up in a war over this greed for power? No. Sneepo, did I say why I don't have nails on today? Because I am out of little stickers to hold them on. So. Amy says he also has a quote-unquote military plan for the Panama Canal. Mm-hmm. Vance won't rule out recession amid trade war. No, that's Vance. That's the headline. Really? Is the Pentagon really going to go along with an invasion of Canada, because we can't, one thing we've learned over the years, you can't occupy a country that big. You can't. And he's not thinking. So he's not thinking through, what would that look like? How would you even... Day late and a dollar short. They don't want you, Dumpy. We don't want you, but they certainly don't want you. And nobody in their country's voted for you. 5 of Wands, trying to stir things up. 5 of Pentacles. Use tariffs to try to weaken their economy. Can you say backfire? 3 of Cups. It's just pulling NATO members and liberal democracies together against the United States, which makes me crazy. 8 of Wands. He's just going to keep on doing that. But I've got this Hanged Man. This is not a going forward card. This is everything getting turned on its head, a different perspective. And in doing that, you get a suspension. So I'm getting there aren't... One thing the Pentagon is going to tell him, for what it's worth, is this: there's no version of this that works militarily. And what are you going to do? Start killing Canadians? You're going to start shooting Canadians? Really? What exactly does that look like? Dancing Blue says he's not thinking. It's arrogance. He knows nothing about Canada or Canadian people or geography or history or tariffs. He just wants to do what he thinks will make him, him look big and important. Warrior Witch says, I wouldn't put it past Dumpy to order that. The real question is whether the military will follow the orders. Hello, Precious. How are you? 9 of Cups. There are friends. You moron. 3 of Swords. Ouch. 4 of Cups. Refusing to listen to decency. 4 of Swords, though, that's quiet. Quiet as a tomb, but it's quiet. Ace of Pentacles. This is the focus on economic policies. Wheel of Fortune. This is not talking about an imminent military action. This is economic. So for now, he sticks with the economics, and there's no version of the U.S. invading Canada, excuse me, that works out for the U.S. The rest of certainly all of Europe and the Commonwealth and you name it, and chunks of the world will completely turn against us. Completely. He has a lot of stupid ideas, and has really awful plans. And again, I've got that Hangman, that suspension, that Knight of Pentacles. These are not military knights. This is economics. This is Republicans. So for what it's worth, I'm not getting any kind of imminent military mess. But I'm around. What an idiot. Okay. So at 45 minutes in, there are a lot of, you're okay. There are a lot of farmers who backed Dumpy. We know that. Trump backing farmers are feeling the pain even more as tariffs cause chaos and the USDA cuts and cancels more contracts for them to provide food to food banks and schools. What's ultimately going to happen? Do the American farmers as a whole decide, oh, heck no? Hello, Tim. So, farmers, you also have to understand just how indoctrinated rural America is. And, I have listened to some farmers talking about how everywhere you go, for decades now, somebody would have far-right radio on. You go to visit another farm, you go to the places where they sell their crops or cattle or whatever it is, wherever, it's like wherever you go, people have had this far-right radio on. And so there's been this long indoctrination. I mean, like, just the way that it's like they're willingly doing what people are forced to do in North Korea, which is you always have to have these televisions on with the propaganda, and you can't turn them off. You can turn them down, but you can't turn them off. So, 9 of Wands. Well, far right definitely feeling the pain, and this is not going well for them. King of Cups. Well, you had all these contracts under Joe Biden that are now just going poof. 9 of Pentacles. This helps the corporations rather than the family farms and whatnot. 2 of Pentacles. Dodgy. You go from under Democrats here, which seem weak, but a lot of farms, their financial situations are really shaky under Trump. But there's that indoctrination right in the middle. So there's definitely a shift going on. But there's just a certain amount of Kool-Aid that's been dripped. They've been on a Kool-Aid drip for years. Lorraine says the military bases have Fox fake news on in the barracks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Deb hopes it's industrial farming. Yeah. Lois is pointing out that Canada provides 80% of fertilizer to U.S. farmers. Ding, 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 ding. Exactly. So they should, and some will, but the indoctrination is real. So, Anna says, even in the doctor's and dentist's office, anywhere there's a TV, man. All right, at 49 minutes in, Tammy had a question about, remember those gold visas where you too can come to America and live here if you can pay $5 million or something. So people who otherwise wouldn't be able to come here, doesn't matter how they made the money, but as long as they can pay, whatever. So Tammy was asking, now that Dumpy has opened the door for the rich South Africans, will we see a surge of them coming over? Oh dear. Let's not forget that old Muskie's family made their fortune in blood emeralds. Yay. Amy Albert saying $5 million for a green card. Yeah. World. Yes and no. Something about this isn't ringing true. Oh, Ming and Brian, thank you. Thank you. It really helps. Thank you. Sleepless nights. So we're talking about the world, but shock. First of all, if Dumpy can actually do this, it feels like it's not set up properly, that they mess it up. Surprise. Page of Wands, that's very weak. This is a burden. This is feeling beaten up, a burden. This is weak. And then you've got Democrats over here. Like, if you actually want a working government, vote blue. So I think they're going to mess some of this up, which would not shock me at all. So, yeesh. All right. So, 5115. Oh boy. 5120. Let's do that. So the current administration has taken the birthright birthright citizenship case to the Supreme Court. Sorry. Will they cave to his whims? Birthright citizenship. Lorraine says it's illegal to sell a green card to anyone. It was. Is that a Freudian slip? Kind of. Yes, Tim, that probably was. Oh, sorry. Okay. Birthright citizenship. 5 of Wands, that's just causing chaos. 9 of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. But the Tower's right in the middle. King of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. So that does not bode well for the Republican view. He doesn't. What I'm getting is, I don't think he has the power to do this. Because it's in the Constitution and that's an executive order. So people have been born here, but this is the Republicans thinking they can do whatever they want. This would have massive repercussions, not good ones. This needs to be an amendment to the Constitution, and it needs a whole lot of details, not just Dumpy's whims. So you've got to get the legislature involved. So I don't think this is going to go well for them. That's what I'm getting here. So key vote. It wasn't happening yet. Another Democrat came out against the resolution. Okay, that's all it said. All right, so we're just waiting. All right, at 54 minutes in. Okay, this surprise. 54 minutes in. There's a link in the description. I'm not making this up. The head of Trump's anti-Semitism task force. Focus on those words. The head of Dumpy's anti-Semitism task force just reposted 2 anti-Semitic X accounts. Surprise! Whew. Hey, Greenland not. We talked about that at the beginning for quite a while, about 20 minutes. So Arsonist says, bruh, I know, right? What? What the heck? Says Norma and Lorraine. Yeah. Are you really? I love the expression on her face. You're kidding, right? Really? You're really, this is what we're doing. This is really, okay. Adding insult to injury. You think? Star. And this is just what he keeps doing. Is the star what you're going to start making people wear? Cloth stars on their clothes? A cat mom says, I want to be surprised. I know. Brianna says, I hate this timeline so much. I'm so sorry. Joyce Matthew says, I can hear Sarah saying, y'all. Yeah. Raymond DePascal points out, expect a weekend of rage posting. Oh, yeah. Knight of Pentacles. I don't think he's going to lose his job. Knight of Cups. We know what's what, but there's the Kool-Aid drinkers. Democrats trying to speak up. Surprise mirror. My surprise meter. My surprise meter is pegged at 0. Yeah. Okay. And Cindy Poole had a question at 57 minutes. Second here. Are people finally connecting Felonious 47 with Musk? It seems many people are blaming Musk, yet giving the felon a pass for all the damage that's being done to our country and allies. And that's why Trump puts up with him and him getting all that affirmation, all that attention. It's because Musk has become the punching bag. Yeah, there's the Emperor. 3 of Wands. Their agreement is money making. 8 of Wands, cutting, awfulness. Slowly. And there are some people who get it. Who get that Elon is the symptom. Trump is the cause. That he's the one with all the stuff going on. It's the times that Trump came out and said, like, sided with Rubio and said, well, Musk doesn't make the firing decision. It's the head of those departments that do. Stuff like that puts the power, but also more of the blame directly on him. So Cosmic Goat Lady says NATO has to come to the defense of Canada because it's part of NATO. Yep. All right, let's do a card for us. At 59 minutes, we need some help. We'll do 3 cards. Cards for us. All right, guides, help. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lewis. So funny. All right. Help. Oh, that reminds me. My mom the other morning she said, do you know there's that international sign for, like, I've been kidnapped, I need help. Do you know what that is? And I just went, help! She laughed. Anyway, one of my greatest joys in life is making my mom laugh. So, a little silliness. You are the heroes. It ends with this. You are the heroes. You are on the right side of history. You know that, I'm guessing getting a mental image, you know that meme of Morticia Adams with a cup of tea? When we do not have, or our power is limited in the bigger picture, we still have power. We still have power over our surroundings and ourselves and how we respond to things. And what is awful is that somehow Felonious 47 figured out a long time ago that sometimes if you just stay calm, some problems fix themselves and go away. I'm not saying we should learn from him exactly, but there is a certain amount of steadiness, even in the face of chaos, can work in your favor. I've got that card of self-care again, right there, right up front. They are making a mess for themselves. They live in chaos. They live on the drama triangle. The Republicans have gone along with MAGA. MAGA's running the show. And these are sad, pathetic, awful human beings. But you are on the right side of history. That's what I'm getting. Very clear. At the moment, it may seem like, hello, Nazis bad. Allies good. Nazis bad. We know that. Do they not get that? It may seem like that now, but no, it still holds. And in history, it will still hold. Authoritarianism, bad. Hurting people, bad. Being a decent, kind, generous, open-hearted, open-minded Democrat, as in believing in democracy, is the right side of history. They don't get that. They're tiny little minds. All right? So that's going to do it for me for today. It's 1:10 here in Chicago at 3 o'clock. Excuse me. I will be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome. This lunar eclipse madness, it will pass. But do keep in mind that in 2 weeks we've got a partial solar eclipse. So the energy is going to be a little fraught for the next couple of weeks, but we're going to get through it. All right? It's kind of peaked here, and it'll dissipate some, and then we'll get a slight other peak of kind of intense energy. But Mercury does go retrograde yesterday. So for the next few weeks, if at all possible, it's a good time to revisit older projects, work on things that had already been started, finish projects, and just take care of yourself. All right? So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. You are not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right, so hang in there, and I will see you later. All right? Okay. Bye.